So, Bitty, this is your episode. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us what you're up to. Let's jump off from
Yes.
there. Let's start there.
Yes. So I started off a couple of years ago writing a young adult dystopian sci-fi trilogy, and I finished the first book, got that released in August of last year, and since then I've been in like promotion mode. Like I don't know, like I've mostly just been like focusing on that. And I have like the book two kind of like drafted. Like I have a very weirdly extensive outline of what I'm gonna do in each chapter because turns out planning is good. And I didn't do any of that the first time. So I'm like, I should really probably try to do that. Because I was like constantly rewriting sections last time. And so I was working on that. And then I got a wild hair up my ass last month to do something totally different. So, like, in the span of less than a week, I wrote a novella and, like, published it on Amazon, and it's totally different than what I've currently been working on. It's kinda like Black Mirror vibes where, it's kinda messed up, to be honest with you. So, that's
Wow.
what I've been doing.
Wait, so were you just like, it just came down from the heavens? Were you going through something? Was it a thing? Like,
You
how do you do
know,
that?
I'm gonna go with "It came through the heavens." So, apparently, I get ideas, like, when I'm asleep, and I'm not even kidding you, because
Mhm.
the, like, core of the idea for my trilogy came, like, in a dream as well, and, then this idea also came in a dream, and so, yeah, I'm gonna go with the heavens, and so I just, I don't know, I just really wanted to do something very different. Like I said, like, the trilogy is young adult dystopian sci-fi, so, there's some dark aspects to it, but it's not that heavy. Whereas this novella is like, I felt messed up writing it. I'm like, who thinks of this shit?"
Like, I
So
went on a trip.
yeah, but I it was a ton of fun to do, and, because it was such a quick turnaround, like, I didn't have beta readers. I didn't have any, like, editor besides myself, and I kinda just wanted to put it out there because actually, my fiancé and I just got engaged, which I'm very excited about.
Wait, can I
So
see
Whoa,
that
wait,
ring again?
flash that again.
yeah.
Show me that.
It's jade. I love it.
Stop.
It's, like,
That's
very
beautiful.
unique and, I don't know.
Stunning.
Anyway, so my fiance and I were going to Europe for like 3.5 weeks. So I just wanted to like get it out there. So yeah, I didn't do anything.
It's
Yeah.
like you were in this moment of transition and the world was just like, "Bloop."
Yeah. And I think you have to listen to that as a writer. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it's like you might have like your plan of like, oh, I have to do book two or whatever it might be, but you gotta listen to those moments of inspiration because in my experience, they don't like, you can't like map it onto a different thing. It's just you're energized about what you're energized about it, and you're either gonna use it or lose it. And so I was like, okay, this is my week. This is how I'm spending my week.
That's awesome. This had to have been very recently, though. Like, when did it come out?
It was May 16th, so not even a month ago. Yeah.
Like, pitch it now, because that's recent. Let's promote
It
that.
is. Okay. So the name of the book is Shades Drawn, a twisted and timely novella. And basically it like I said, it's Black Mirror meets Leave the World Behind. I don't know if you've seen that movie. But anyway, yes. So it's Black Mirror meets Leave the World Behind, and it takes place in the spring of 2026, right now. And it's from the perspective of a little boy who's 7 years old, and, like, the US-Iranian war broke out, and so him I know, I'm sorry. Like I said, it's messed up. And, so him and his mom and his, grandfather with dementia go into hiding, and they spend the next 2 years, like, kind of just trying to avoid detection and living in squalor, and basically something happens that kind of breaks his whole identity and his world open, and I'll just leave it at that. It's a very quick read because, like I said, it's a novella, so it's like 80 some odd pages.
That's insane. That
There was like a
no.
long pause, and I was like, "Oh no, did I miss
No,
it?"
like, wow.
Dude,
So,
like, yeah, like, what I and Jenna, initial reaction when you heard that?
um, well, my initial reaction was, "W why are you punishing yourself?" Like, the world's
Um,
already fucked up as it is, and that sounds real fucked up.
I know. That's
Oh
what
my
I'm saying. It's
god!
like I felt messed up writing it, but I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm going for it. Very different vibe than than my YA book.
Oh my
What's incredible
gosh.
my first when you were saying this, my first thought was how badass it is, and this just speaks to, like, you as a writer that, like, you get that idea and you're like, "Yeah, I can write that."
That, like, that
Thanks.
you just, like, leveled up and you're like, "Yeah, I can do that. Cool."
I could do it. I could do it. That's what makes me wanna read
Yeah.
it, honestly, because 'cause I'm just like 'cause if for some reason I was struck with an idea like that, never, but, like,
Mm.
you
Mhm.
get an idea, I would be like, "Oh, that would be good if somebody wrote that."
Mm. Yeah, I guess I have to credit my ADHD for that because I can just go into a tunnel and not
Yeah.
really consider if I should be in said tunnel. So, yeah, that was kind of my perspective going into it.
Well, I really shouldn't say, "Why would you punish yourself?" Because it's like, the books that I write are always they're, like, pretty dark. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, and you guys, like, do such creative stuff and, like, make up fake things and magical like, I couldn't do that with my imagination, but that's
Mhm.
what I don't know, I just think it definitely speaks volumes to you as a writer that you're, like, willing to take that and you, like it's so important to also it's something I feel like we've never really chatted about this in depth, but, like,
Mm.
when you get those moments of clarity, like, I don't even wanna say inspiration or, like it's like clarity, it's just like, "Oh, yeah, like, this is the idea," and
Yeah.
you strike because 'cause I'm somebody who doesn't strike, like, I'll think about
Mm.
it, and
Mhm.
you struck, and you knew
Yeah.
that you had to get it out now because it's for right now, it's topical right
Yeah.
now. It had to come out, it had to be a novella, and it had to come out right now.
Yeah, yep, yep. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the relevance of this topic, I sure hope this time next year will be obsolete, right? Like this whole US Iranian war, oh, phew, it's done, it's over, it's in the past. But right now, I mean, who the heck knows what's going on? I certainly don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
wow, yeah,
Who
that's
is
so
going
timely, and I
Yeah.
think when you're looking at, like, the themes of so many other books, you're like, "Oh, yeah, like, I can see how that's a commentary on XYZ topic,"
Mhm,
but, like, being bold enough to be like, "Yeah, that's exactly what this is, and it's gonna slap you in the face, and you're gonna deal with it as, like, a
mhm,
reader," and I think that's a very yeah, like, a really bold approach with writing, and I think oh, wouldn't it be so freeing if we could do that, like, all day, every day? I'd be like, I'm throw my cares to the wind, and I'm going to write exactly how I wanna write it and what I wanna write it
mhm.
about."
I don't wanna say plan, but, like, what how do you feel about indie publishing? Is that something that you're like, "I am an indie publisher," like, I wanna say indie, do you query? Do you, like, have something you wanna do for the next book? Or, like, what do
So,
you what's your
okay,
vibe on that?
so, I think I did everything the wrong way, actually, turns out. So, like, literally, like, I attended a, like, writers' conference after I had published my book, self-published my book, and it was only then that I realized, like, at every single possible step, I went against what the guidance was, and I
Oh,
didn't
damn.
even know, and I'm like, "Well, crap." So, basically as far as, like, publishing goes, I so my YA dystopian sci-fi, I did try to query, like, a little bit, but I'm basically impatient as hell, and, like, the manuscript was 110,000 words, maybe 115, I can't really remember, and then people were like, "Okay, you gotta cut 20,000 words." And I'm like, "No, I don't like, that's, like, a fair chunk of the book. I don't want to cut that." So, I kind of just And then they were like, "Oh, because it's already published, we'll have to take it down, totally rename it." And I'm like, "But why? It doesn't even make any sense." Anyway, so I feel like it's possible I would try to query agents in the future, but if I'm honest with you, I kind of feel like they just have like this idea of what mainstream wants. And I don't think they're really, I don't know, are they branching out a ton? And are they actually appealing to like more distinct tastes? I'm not sure. It kind of seems like they want everything to fit into like a mold that it has been in for however long. Like, hey, YA books should not be longer than 95,000 words. Why? Who the heck says so? Like, it just take the idea, and also the concept that, well, we would have to take it off and rebrand it because, like, if it's not selling well as an indie author, it's not gonna sell well with us, and it's like, how do you figure? You have, like, this, like, massive system in place, distribution networks, brand power. How the heck is an indie author's success indicative of the book's potential? I believe that it is not at all, because I actually am, like, so I'm a marketing professor. I know how to sell. I can, like, hustle my ass off.
Yes!
I call it pimping my book out, and, I I've had a really difficult time, and so, frankly, like, if I'm having a hard time and I'm perfectly comfortable putting myself out there and, like, having people tell me no constantly, like, how do indie authors stand a chance? It kinda just seems like the whole system is, like, stacked against them.
I completely agree.
Yeah, and
Be
it's like, why do you I mean, they don't really want indie authors to succeed, like,
Mhm.
that's the whole point, right?
Yes!
Like,
Mhm.
Yes!
why
I
why would it
so
benefit them?
I so think you're right. Yeah, because they want, obviously they want their cut, so they want you to need them. And that's like part of, like I knew eventually we were gonna get to scams, but I swear, like, I think that's why there are scams, because there's such little information about what things are like in this industry if you're coming in as an indie author, that you don't know to be wary of all of these different things. You don't even know what, like, the foundation of this industry is, and if you Google it, you're gonna get a bunch of spam and, like, you know what I mean? So, I think it's, like, intentionally just behind this veil so that people can't really figure out how to go about it.
And it's like well, I think that, the common theme is just, like, gatekeeping,
Mhm,
but it's,
mhm.
like, not just I'm gonna gatekeep, like, my tips and trick. It's like, no, they're, like,
Yeah.
gonna gatekeep the entire fricking thing. But
Yeah.
I think what's most intriguing from, seeing and, like, talking to so many different authors is that and some that are traditionally published, some that are both, some that are only indie,
Mhm,
and it's always this feeling of what you are the most comfortable doing.
mhm.
And some people, it's like, I am uncomfortable doing this whole entire thing. I want, like, Jesus take the wheel kind of moment and, like, let
Mhm,
them do their thing. But others are like,
mhm,
I'm a little bit more comfortable, like, having a bit more risk, having a bit more,
mhm,
like, transparency, trying some new things. And
mhm.
some people are just, like, straight up, like, risk averse, and that's totally fine. Like, in some
Yeah.
areas of my life, I'm absolutely risk averse. I'm
Mhm,
like, "No, no,
mhm.
no, 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 don't make me do that."
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but I think that's the beauty of what's happening now on social media, and, there's this quote that, like, BookTok kinda, like, ruined publishing. I'm like, "Nuh-uh,
Mhm.
it's changing it." And
Yeah.
yes, like, we're trying to, steer a giant vessel and, like, change the trajectory of a ship, and it's taking a while, but at least now there's more of us, like, shoving it the other way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I saw your post about, like, Book Talk, ruining the publishing industry, and I'm, like, admittedly very out of the loop. I joined social media when I published my first book in August, so, like, I haven't been on social media an entire year, so I'm, like, really out of the loop, but, like, what do they even mean by that? But in what way would Book Talk have ruin like, I know that you don't agree with it, but I don't even understand how people are thinking that way.
They're worried that the quality isn't there, i.e., someone
Um,
isn't dignifying or, like, isn't
mm,
labeling something as good. So it's kind of like, I have an art history background, so it's the
yeah.
what is considered good art?
Mhm,
And is
mhm,
it only the proclamation of it? Is it the right people in the room saying it's good art? Or is
mhm.
it someone looking at art from a different angle and saying, "I get it." And
Yeah,
there's really no correct answer, but I also
sure.
think that as, Western civilization, we have a really hard time learning from past mistakes,
Mhm,
and we love to repeat ourselves.
mhm,
So, I think this is just another opportunity for the publishing industry to understand that trends are moving faster, books are coming out faster. Y'all gotta
mhm.
get on board and try something
Yeah,
different. Like,
yeah.
have an imprint that is, like, low barrier to entry, fast moving, doesn't take 2 years for your book to come out.
Seriously. So much happens in 2 years.
Yes.
That's actually another reason I just went ahead with indie publishing because, like, you can't get anything through in less than that's, like, the shortest possible window is 2
Mhm.
years, and so, like, think about how much happens in 2 years. Are you even gonna be interested as an author in promoting said book in 2 years? Like, you might have moved on to something totally different, you know? And then you're having to, like, relive, like, that specific stage in your life, and I don't know, it just seems kind of wild to me.
Totally agree. I think it's Kate, I don't know what your topic for today is, but this is a really interesting one.
Oh, yeah, and this is why we just chat
I
usually.
know.